Prologue, the day the sky chose. Thunder cracked over the mountains like the world itself was splitting in half. A storm unlike any other swallowed the small coastal town of Stormvale. The kind of storm that didn't just happen, it was born. In a hidden hospital ward on the edge of the town, two babies came into the world at the same time the sky turned silver. Their cries echoed in perfect harmony, and with each wail the wind outside grew stronger. Nurses clutched at their uniforms as gusts tore through closed windows. Overhead the clouds shifted into spiral patterns, two spirals intertwining like they were alive. Their mother, a young woman named Elira, whispered their names through trembling lips, Zephyr, Sora. But Elira knew this wasn't an ordinary birth. She had been hunted for years because of the bloodline she carried, the bloodline of the Skyborn. In ancient legend, twins born under the Silver Storm would inherit elemental powers tied to the wind and cloud, making them conduits of an ancient storm god's power. Together they could awaken it. Apart they would remain hidden, at least for a while. Before Elira could hold both her sons, the hospital doors burst open. Dark-suited agents from the Tempest Order stormed in, their black coats whipping in the supernatural wind. Their leader spoke with calm precision. Two vessels, separate them. If they remain together, the storm will rise again. Elira screamed as one baby, Zephyr, was ripped from her arms. She clutched Sora to her chest, refusing to let go, but the storm outside was spiraling out of control, threatening to tear the town apart. At that moment, a blinding flash of light struck the hospital roof. The storm itself seemed to choose for them. A surge of wind hurled Zephyr toward the Order's agents, scattering debris like feathers. At the same time, thick, soft clouds wrapped around Sora and Elira, like a shield hiding them from sight. By the time the lightning faded, the twins were gone, one taken by strangers, one carried away into the mist. The years that followed. Zephyr grew up in a quiet suburban home with loving adoptive parents who never told him the truth. He thought the constant breeze that followed him was just weird weather. He didn't know he had the power to shape it. He didn't know why he sometimes heard whispers in the wind at night, soft, unfamiliar words calling his name. Sora grew up moving from place to place, passed between foster homes. He was the boy the storm followed. Rain clouds gathered on sunny days when he was upset. Fog would thicken around him whenever he felt alone. He never fit in, and he learned to hide his powers in silence. But on their 16th birthday, something changed. Both of them felt it. The air grew heavier, the clouds darker. A strange mark shaped like a spiral appeared on their left wrists at the exact same time. Neither knew why, neither knew about the other. But the storm was remembering, and soon it would bring them back together. Chapter 1. The New Transfer. The storm had been whispering all morning. Zephyr Renshaw leaned his forehead against the cold glass of the school bus window, watching dark clouds roll in from the horizon. The driver muttered about bad weather, but Zephyr knew this wasn't normal. The wind had been restless since sunrise, swirling around his house, racing ahead of the bus, brushing against his skin like it was trying to warn him. "You okay, Z?" Mila Torres, his best friend, nudged him with her elbow. Zephyr forced a grin. "Yeah, just the wind's loud today." Mila gave him the look she always did when he said things like that. Half amusement, half concern. "You and your weird weather senses." He didn't tell her about the dream last night, or the burning spiral on his wrist. Some things sounded too crazy out loud. Sora arrives. The black sedan pulled into the student parking lot, its tires hissing against wet pavement. The door opened slowly, and a boy stepped out. Black hoodie, grey eyes that mirrored the storm clouds overhead, and an expression like he didn't belong anywhere. Sora Lin, new transfer, junior year, nobody knew where he came from. The moment he crossed the front gate, the fog thickened unnaturally. The breeze that had been whispering to Zephyr suddenly shifted, circling the campus like an animal sensing its other half. Students shivered, pulling their jackets tighter, but no one understood what was happening. Sora did. He felt it too. The air around him was alive, pushing, guiding, pulling him forward like it had been waiting for this day. He's close. The wind seemed to hum. Your other half. Sora shook the thought away. Get a grip, he muttered to himself. No more weirdness. But deep down, he knew this wasn't just the weather. The first collision. Zephyr stepped off the bus just as Sora was walking toward the main doors. For a heartbeat, the world seemed to pause. The fog stopped moving. The wind cue